There is a moment in every person's life when they finally realize something painful. Something nobody wants to accept. The person who is going to change your life is you. Not your friends. Not your family. Not the perfect opportunity you are waiting for. Not the motivation that magically appears one morning. You keep telling yourself, someday I'll start. When things become easier, I'll take action. When someone believes in me, I'll finally become who I'm supposed to be. But what if that day never comes? What if the life you dream about is sitting on the other side of a decision you keep avoiding? Because the truth is, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to force you to wake up early. Nobody is coming to build your discipline. Nobody is coming to chase your goals for you. And that sounds harsh. But it is also the most freeing truth you will ever hear. Because the moment you stop waiting for someone else to rescue you, you become powerful. You become responsible. You become unstoppable. The person you want to become is not created when everything is perfect. They are created in the moments when nobody is watching. When nobody is clapping. When nobody understands. When you have every reason to quit. But you decide to continue anyway. Because your future does not need another promise. Your future needs proof. Proof that you can trust yourself. Proof that you can keep your word. Proof that you can move forward even when you are afraid. And today, we are going to talk about how to build that person. The person who stops making excuses. The person who stops waiting. The person who quietly transforms their entire life. Because sometimes, the greatest comeback happens in silence. In this video, you are going to discover why waiting for support, approval, or the right moment is keeping millions of people trapped. You will learn why your comfort zone feels safe but secretly destroys your potential. You will understand why the most successful people often disappear, work quietly, and return completely different. And most importantly, you will learn practical ways to train your mind to become someone who takes action even when motivation disappears. Because motivation is temporary. Feelings change. People leave. Circumstances shift. But discipline stays. By the end of this video, I want you to understand one powerful idea. You do not need everyone to believe in you before you begin. Sometimes you have to become the person who believes in yourself first. Remember this. Nobody is coming. And that is not bad news. That is your freedom. Look around you. We are living in one of the most connected times in human history. You can learn from the greatest minds in the world. You can access information instantly. You can build businesses from your bedroom. You can communicate with people thousands of miles away. Yet somehow, millions of people feel more lost than ever. Why? Because attention has become the new battlefield. Your time is constantly being stolen. Not by someone forcing you, but by tiny distractions that feel harmless. 5 minutes scrolling. 10 minutes checking messages. One more episode. One more video. One more excuse. And slowly, hours disappear. Days disappear. Years disappear. The scary thing about wasted time is that it rarely feels dangerous in the moment. Nobody wakes up and says, I'm going to destroy my future today. It happens quietly. A little procrastination here. A little comfort there. A little avoidance every day. Until one day you look back and wonder, how did I end up here? Psychologists call this a form of immediate reward bias. The human brain naturally prefers pleasure now over benefits later. Your brain says, watch the video now. Start tomorrow. Relax today. But your future self pays the price. Think about it. Every decision you make is a vote. Every hour you spend is a vote for the person you are becoming. When you choose learning over mindless entertainment, you vote for growth. When you choose exercise over comfort, you vote for strength. When you choose discipline over excuses, you vote for the future version of yourself. The problem is, most people are voting against their dreams every single day. Not because they are lazy. Not because they are incapable. But because they have never learned to protect their attention. Your attention is your life. Where your attention goes, your life follows. So ask yourself, what has been getting your attention lately? Your goals? Or your distractions? Because you cannot build an extraordinary life with an ordinary level of focus. And here is something important. You do not need to completely change your life tomorrow. You need to win small battles. Put your phone away for 30 minutes. Finish one difficult task. Read 10 pages. Take one step. Small actions repeated consistently create identities. And identity is where transformation begins. Because eventually you stop saying, I'm trying to become disciplined. You start saying, I am a disciplined person. But there is a deeper problem. Because even when people remove distractions, even when they know what they should do, many still remain stuck. Why? Because they are controlled by something even stronger. Something hidden. Something comfortable. Their own comfort zone. Your comfort zone is not a place. It is a psychological prison with invisible walls. And the dangerous thing about this prison? You build it yourself. Your comfort zone tells you, stay where you are. Don't risk failure. Don't embarrass yourself. Wait until you are ready. But here is the truth. You will never feel completely ready. Nobody does. The person who starts a business is scared. The person who moves to a new country is scared. The person who changes their life is scared. The difference is not that successful people have no fear. The difference is, they stopped obeying fear. Your brain is designed to protect you. Thousands of years ago, avoiding danger kept humans alive. But today, that same survival system can stop you from growing. Your brain sees uncertainty and says, danger. But growth requires uncertainty. Confidence is not created before action. Confidence is created because of action. You do not become confident and then take the challenge. You take the challenge. And confidence is built afterward. Think about learning to walk. A child does not stand up and say, I need more confidence before I try. They fall. They struggle. They try again. Failure is not proof they cannot walk. Failure is part of learning. But somewhere along the way, adults become terrified of falling. We protect our ego more than we protect our dreams. We would rather stay comfortable and wonder what if, than risk failure and discover our potential. And that is how people wake up 10 years later with the same dreams. But less time. Here is the question that changes everything. What if the thing you are avoiding today is actually the exact thing that creates the person you want to become tomorrow? What if discomfort is not your enemy? What if discomfort is the doorway? One of the biggest mistakes people make is announcing their goals before they have built the discipline to achieve them. They tell everyone, I'm going to change my life. I'm starting a business. I'm getting in shape. I'm becoming successful. And then something strange happens. They receive attention before they receive results. The brain gets a small reward from talking about success, without actually doing the work. Psychologists call this social reality effect. Sometimes imagining success can feel similar to achieving progress. You feel productive. But you have not moved. That is why some of the strongest transformations happen quietly. No announcements. No need for approval. No constant updates. Just work. Day after day. The seed does not break through the ground because everyone is watching. It grows in darkness. Silently. Patiently. Building roots before anyone sees the leaves. Your transformation works the same way. There will be a season where nobody understands what you are doing. A season where people may question you. A season where your results are invisible. But invisible progress is still progress. The gym session nobody sees. The book you read alone. The skill you practice after everyone sleeps. Those moments are creating your future. The world usually notices the final result. But it never sees the thousands of invisible moments that created it. Look at anyone who achieved something meaningful. They all had a hidden chapter. A chapter where they struggled. A chapter where they doubted themselves. A chapter where nobody cared. But they kept showing up. Because they understood something. You do not need permission to improve your life. You need commitment. You need the ability to say, I will do this even when nobody is watching. Because that is where real confidence is born. Not from compliments. Not from attention. But from knowing you can trust yourself. And that is the person you are building. The person who says, nobody is coming. So I will become the person I was waiting for. Transformation does not happen because of one big decision. It happens because of small decisions repeated until they become who you are. Most people search for a life-changing moment. They wait for a breakthrough. A sudden burst of motivation. A perfect opportunity. But real change is usually boring. It is waking up when you said you would. It is keeping promises you made to yourself. It is doing the work even when nobody knows your name. The person you become tomorrow is created by the habits you practice today. So if you want to become unrecognizable, start by changing what you repeat. Not once. Not when you feel inspired. Every day. Here are some mental exercises that can completely change how you see yourself. 1. Keep one promise to yourself every day. Your relationship with yourself is built on trust. Think about it. If you constantly promise yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I'll wake up early. I'll exercise later. I'll finish that project. And then you break those promises. Your brain learns something dangerous. My own words do not matter. And when you stop trusting yourself, your confidence disappears. But the opposite is also true. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-respect. It can be something small. Making your bed. Walking for 20 minutes. Reading 5 pages. Completing one important task before checking your phone. The action itself is not the main thing. The message you send to your brain is, I do what I say. That identity is powerful. Because successful people are not always more talented. They are often just people who learn to trust themselves. 2. Practice doing hard things on purpose. Your brain naturally looks for comfort. That is normal. But if you always choose comfort, you become weaker against challenges. You need moments where you intentionally choose difficulty. Take the cold shower. Finish the workout when you want to stop. Have the difficult conversation. Work on your goal when you would rather relax. These moments train something psychologists call psychological resilience. Resilience is not built when life is easy. It is built when you prove to yourself, I can handle uncomfortable situations. Every difficult thing you overcome becomes evidence. Evidence that you are stronger than you thought. 3. Control your morning before the world controls you. The first hour of your day is extremely important. Many people wake up and immediately give their attention away. notifications, messages, news, social media. Before they even decide what kind of day they want, the world has already decided for them. Instead, create a simple morning victory. You do not need a complicated routine. You need control. Drink water. Move your body. Write your priorities. Spend a few minutes thinking without distractions. The goal is simple. Before the world demands your attention, give attention to yourself. 4. Stop negotiating with your goals. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they negotiate with themselves. I'll do it later. I'm tired today. I deserve a break. Sometimes rest is necessary. But many people confuse rest with avoidance. The question is not, do I feel like doing this? The better question is, does this action move me closer to the person I want to become? Because your feelings are temporary. Your goals are bigger than your feelings. You cannot build a powerful life by only doing things when they are convenient. But there is something even more important. You can create the perfect habits. You can build discipline. But if you do not understand patience, you will quit too early. Because transformation has a hidden phase. The phase where nothing seems to be happening. And that is where most people give up. Every successful person has a period of time when their progress was invisible. A period where they worked without applause. A period where they struggled without recognition. A period where quitting would have been easier. Think about writers. Before anyone reads their books, they write thousands of words alone. Think about athletes. Before the crowd sees the victory, there are years of painful training. Think about entrepreneurs. Before people call them successful, there are usually years of uncertainty. The world sees the result. It rarely sees the process. One powerful example is Sylvester Stallone. Before becoming famous, he faced rejection after rejection. He struggled financially and was told many times that he was not the right person for success. But he continued writing and pushing forward. Eventually, his persistence created the opportunity that changed his life. The lesson is not that everyone becomes famous. The lesson is this. You never know what your consistency can create if you quit too early. Your current situation is not your final destination. It is simply the chapter you are currently writing. And maybe your journey feels lonely right now. Maybe nobody understands your goals. Maybe people around you are comfortable staying the same. Maybe you feel like you are walking alone. But remember, being alone is not the same as being lost. Sometimes isolation is where clarity is created. Sometimes silence is where strength is built. The seed grows underground before anyone sees the tree. Your preparation may be invisible. But that does not mean it is meaningless. Let's bring everything together. Today we talked about 5 important truths. First, your attention creates your future. If you waste your attention, you waste your potential. Second, your comfort zone feels safe, but staying there too long prevents growth. Third, real transformation often happens silently. You do not need everyone's approval to improve yourself. Fourth, small daily actions create a powerful identity. You become what you repeatedly do. And fifth, success requires patience because the hardest part is often the part nobody sees. Psychology has shown that lasting behavior change happens when actions become connected to identity. You do not just say, I want to exercise. You become, I am someone who takes care of my body. You do not say, I want to be disciplined. You become, I am someone who keeps promises. The goal is not just to achieve something. The goal is to become someone capable of achieving it. Because achievements can disappear. Money can disappear. Opportunities can disappear. but the person you build. That stays with you. So now I want you to think about one question. What is the one thing you have been waiting for someone else to help you with? Your health? Your career? Your dream? Your confidence? Your future? What if today is the day you stop waiting? Not because you do not need people. Human beings need connection. Support matters. But your life cannot be dependent on someone else finally deciding to believe in you. You have to become your own first believer. You have to become your own first supporter. You have to become the person who says, I may not have everything I need yet, but I will start with what I have. Because the truth is, nobody is coming to create your future. Nobody is coming to give you discipline. Nobody is coming to hand you confidence. You build those things. One choice at a time. One day at a time. One promise at a time. And one day, people will look at you and ask, how did you change so much? And they will never see the thousands of quiet moments when you chose discipline over comfort. They will only see the result. But you will know. You will know that everything changed the day you stopped waiting. The day you stopped making excuses. The day you looked at yourself and said, enough. I am responsible for my life. I am ready. So tonight, before you sleep, make one promise. A promise you will keep. A small action. A small step. Because your future is not built in one giant moment. It is built in the moments nobody notices. Remember this. Nobody is coming. And that is exactly why you have the power to become everything you were meant to be. The person you are waiting for is the person you must become.